welcome to Detroit, where we're going to be here for 14 hours without doing anything because we're on minimum rest and we've been up since 2 in the morning. All jokes aside, welcome back to another video. We're here, Orlando-based flight attendant. Hope you're doing wonderful. We just finished working 3 flights. It is close to 2 p.m. Our report time this morning was at 4:30 a.m. and we did 3 flights like I said. We started in Orlando, we went to Cincinnati, then Atlanta, and then here to Detroit. Never really been to, I've been to Michigan, but never really been to Detroit. And I don't really think this time counts either because I'm not really doing anything. What I can tell you is that I am so ready to get out of this uniform, order some food. We're gonna be slam clicking today. I have a few things that I wanna share with you. I wanna catch up now that, you know, this vlog will be out on the very last day of this year. We're gonna chat about a few things and just have a nice little trip. It is like 2 or 3 hours later after I checked into my room. I ordered some DoorDash, laid in bed, been watching Suits, and I don't plan to do anything else. Our total duty day for today was 9 hours and 38 minutes. Our credit was 5 hours and 59 minutes, and our time away from base for this trip is like 36 hours and 53 minutes. Our total credit for the trip is 14 hours and 24 minutes, which is a fairly decent credited 2-day trip. Not too bad. For my January schedule, I actually got a couple turns awarded and I got like 2 or 3 trips awarded. They were all Charlotte overnights, but I did get rid of everything and then I ended up with just 1 turn. Then I realized that trips weren't really dropping into open time, even though the reserve grid is green, which means that if a flight attendant has a trip they would like to get rid of, they can. Now, when I noticed that trips were not dropping into open time, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to risk it. So I picked up a few turns. 2 or 3 of them were actually with Tori. Have a total of like 6 turns, I believe, and like 2 trips. I think I have like 17 days off with 65 hours, which I'm not happy about really, because I feel like usually with like 16 days off, I've gotten like 80 something hours. So let's just say that trips are not really productive, which leads me to the next thing that I want to talk about, and that is that I don't know how, I don't think that's accurate. Let's just say that lately the trips are kind of the same trips. So that's becoming a little bit too repetitive for me. You guys know that I love going out and exploring a city or just hanging out somewhere or going out for drinks and stuff. Lately, I have not feel like that's happened. My airline announced a flight attendant base starting, I don't know when starting, honestly, I don't remember, but Cleveland was announced, and shortly after Cleveland, Cincinnati was also announced, and we've been noticing a bit more of in and out patterns, so turns, and I don't know how I feel about that. My goal is for February, which we will be bidding for that schedule in the next couple of days. I think it opens like on the 6th or something like that, is to really change the way I bid and hopefully get trips with different layovers or different routes. This is like where you start battling with the pros and cons. Because even though we do turns and the trips are kind of similar, I like that we're staying on the same time zone. We're not really going from Eastern to Mountain or Central or Pacific, which sometimes can take a toll on your body. I remember when I was going to Vegas all the time, and then for a little while we did have Ontario overnights, and we also had a lot of Phoenix overnights. And I guess there's pros and cons for everything, really, the way you look at it. But I was feeling more excited is the word that I'm looking for when I was going to like all these other routes. Something that I do know and that I'm aware is that coming to work for a smaller airline, there will be repetitive overnights, and the options are slightly different if you were to work for a bigger airline. Now, the thing with bigger airlines is the bigger the airline, more routes, longer flights, and you guys know that I like my 2-hour flight or my 2.5-hour flight, and like today all flights were under 2 hours, and I was like, this is perfect. I've also been struggling with like meal prepping. I've been so bad ever since I got back from Europe. Like the grocery shopping I've done has been very minimal, and so when I've come to work, I've been either eating at the airport or like not eating at all, or just like snacking on stuff instead of having an actual meal, and I don't like that. I'm hoping that now when I'm done, today is the 29th, after this which is tomorrow, the 30th, I work 3 flights, and then on 31st I work 2 flights. I'm just doing a turn. So I'm hoping that for this next week that's coming up, I can pretty much organize myself and, you know, meal prep and come up with a plan. I was actually writing some stuff on my notes on today's flight, and I am hoping that I can actually bring those ideas and, you know, to life, and like not just write it but actually do it. I keep yawning. I'm so tired. You have no idea how much I've been fighting, trying not to fall asleep so that I can go to bed at a decent hour and just sleep through the night until I wake up at 3 in the morning. These past few weeks have been intense, and they have been go, 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 and I have not been able to get to my routine. As you guys know, I moved to Orlando, but I am still in the process of like moving stuff and getting stuff. Although I'm not putting pressure as far as like getting furniture and stuff, I'm slowly going to, you know, put everything together. I just have the essentials, which is enough for me because I'm not spending a lot of time in the apartment at this time with all the flying I have going on. It's nice to know that like now when I get back to Orlando, I am going to my own place. Right now it is 5 o'clock. It feels like it's 10 o'clock. I have to wait at least another hour before I even think about going to sleep because I have to be up at 3 in the morning, and if I go to sleep like now, I'm probably gonna wake up around midnight, and that's just gonna mess up my entire sleep schedule. I can't believe that this is going to be the last vlog of 2023. This year was a lot. Let's just hang out here for a little while before going to sleep, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Welcome to the second day of this 2-day trip. It is currently 4:03 in the morning. My van is at 4:20, but I will be downstairs around 4:10-ish, just in case there's a lot of people in the shuttle. I want to make sure I have a seat so I can get to my 4:55 a.m. report time. Our duty today is 12 hours and 28 minutes, so kind of long. And when I get to Orlando, my family will be there because they're spending New Year's with me, and they want to go to Disney Springs tonight. So I'm already thinking like, ooh, by the time I get back, I'm gonna be tired and sleepy. But I'm not gonna worry about that. Let's just worry about making it through the first flight, and hopefully we do have some time on the ground when we get to Orlando, which is the first flight we're doing, so that I can go get some coffee and food and stuff like that, because I really don't have anything. I just had a yogurt and I have a protein shake, but that's about it. I don't really have food. And then after Orlando we do a Trenton turn, so we should be getting back around 4:32 p.m. and that should be the end of our trip. I slept so good last night. I'm actually feeling good and awake, and I'm glad that I got up when I did because I don't look as rough. I look as tired and sleepy and all of that. But yeah, just finished watching the last episode of Suits that I was watching last night, which I fell asleep. So did finish that. I'm already on season 6, episode 13. I think. Now I just have to look around the room, make sure that I have all my items. I usually try to keep everything together, so when I wake up the next morning, I just have to pretty much put everything in my bag, and then just I don't have to run around the room looking for stuff. I don't know if you can tell, but I have my ID hanging right there. I always try to leave it somewhere close to the door so that I don't forget it. There was a turn that I did a couple days ago, and as I am on my way to the airport, I realized that I left the ID at my apartment. So that was not fun. So it is good to keep the habit of keeping it close to the door, because the chances of you seeing it are higher, so that means you won't forget it. But that's pretty much what I have. I don't think I told you, but I am flying forward galley, and I'm not lead, and I am flying with DaVenture's best friend. And yeah, we're up front. Today we're on a 320. Yesterday we were on a 321. Today, hopefully the flights are not full, and we can just have a good day. Well, hi guys, welcome to my 2.5 hour sit, which is very unusual for us. Normally we do like an hour and 15 max, or like a minimum of like 15 minutes, sometimes even 45. We did our first flight here from Detroit. It was 2 hours and 9 minutes, was it? No, yeah, 2 hours and 9 minutes. And it was a full boat, and majority of passengers were sleeping because it was early, and so we got here to plane, got the aircraft clean and ready for the next flight. But it is currently 8:53 and we don't start boarding until 10, so we still have a whole hour and 7 minutes before we start boarding. We are going to Trenton next, and then we come right back to Orlando, and we'll be done with this 2-day trip. I am about to have some breakfast. I got a ham, cheese, and egg sandwich on Cuban bread, and I also got 2 empanadas for lunch later. So gonna go ahead and enjoy my food here, and then it'll be time to work these 2 flights. Yo, what a long day. Just made it here to MCO, waiting for my ride. My family is coming over tonight because we are spending New Year's together. Today is December 30th, and today was just long. Today was just too long. Our duty day was almost 13 hours. I've been up since 2 in the morning. It is currently 5:03. I have a signing at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am working I would turn. I'm only doing it because I can't keep dropping trips. I barely have 88 hours this month. I've been dropping stuff that I picked up because I wasn't feeling well, or because I was tired, or for whatever reason it was that I needed to drop something. But made it here to Orlando. The other 2 flights that we did was Orlando, Trenton, Trenton back to Orlando. And overall it was good. You know, passengers were good, boarding was okay, service was busy. Usually the Trenton route is a busy route. And yeah, we got back, and we actually got back a little early though. And I am glad that we did, because now I am going home, and I have to pack my turn bag, have my uniform ready for tomorrow. My family should be getting in around 6:30-ish, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see. They did want to go to Disney Springs tonight, but I don't know that I have it in me to just go out and come back super late to then wake up at 4 in the morning to go to work at 6 to then be up all night again because it's New Year's and we're having a party at home. I don't want to be the one to fall asleep before the New Year kicks in. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I thought about just calling them and talking to them, but I'm just going to wait for them to get to my apartment to then decide what we're going to do. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on for you guys. I have this turn tomorrow, like I said, and then I have the first 6 days of the month off. My mom wants to go on a little trip to Pennsylvania to see family, but I don't know if we're gonna do it or not, so we'll see. I am still looking at switching trips and stuff. I just picked up 2 more trips that I'm not really happy about because they're not productive, but maybe what I need is just 1 flight somewhere, 18-20 hours overnight, and then I don't know, just work a flight back and maybe not work these 3-4 flights a day like I've been doing for a long time. So for now I'm going to keep those trips, but I am going to keep an eye on open time, and I really need to fix my schedule, so I am hoping that I can do that on the next few days. This is getting a little bit long, but I just wanted to come on here and close on the vlog and just say, you know, thank you for coming along. I hope that you guys enjoy coming to a Slam Click layover with me here in, or not here because I'm in Orlando, but with me in Detroit, Michigan. If you did enjoy this vlog, go and smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next Sunday. Happy New Year's.